The idea behind Acorn House is a training restaurant. It's a training facility. But I very quickly realised that this was going to be my first venture as a chef. And so therefore had to build into it everything I wanted to do. Now, with all due respect to the training opportunities of this business, it's not been focused on as much as the whole green, composting, wormeries, etc., etc. So I think we realised very quickly that it was a USP and that I was never going to sell it specifically to people, but we were very happy for people to come to us and talk about it. We're still extremely waste aware, energy aware, consumption aware, and that has led to the training package becoming much more advanced because every chef who leaves here, and well, I usually send them out to go and do a stage, they go to one restaurant, come back, and they say, I can't work again in another restaurant because all they've got is one big bin and everything goes into it. So they come back with cling film in their pockets, tin cans in their bags, because otherwise it goes into landfill. And they know here that we've got 25 different bins, and each bin is actually suited to a specific type of reusing or recycling, or composting, or soil management. And at no detriment to the business at all, it just takes, it doesn't even take any more time to put it in a different bin. At the earliest stage of my catering career, I was always taught the economies of the kitchen. The best training that was given to chefs in the early days was by the Roux brothers, who were extremely aware of every penny. Right now, I'm extremely aware of every penny economically, but that drives an environmental package. Less holidays, less flights, less cars, less, everything's less. And that was something that was quite easy to then build into Acorn House because I was only putting in what I'd learned, which was save every penny, save every bit of space, save time, save energy, save everything. A lot of chefs, for however good they are on the plate, they have no worldly view, which is the seed, the person who nourishes the soil, the person who picks it, the person who packs it, the person who ships it, the person who then sells it, the person who buys it, what they then do with it, preparation-wise, the consumer, the post-consumption, which is waste, plus the energy management, which then either gets composted or reused and put back into the soil where you plant the seed. Local food is now extremely important, and so the skill set of this nation is having to change. And in its changing, we are finding that there are now more products being produced. Okay, the cheeses we didn't quite lose, but we did almost lose our cheeses. We almost lost our ciders. We almost lost a lot of our different perries and all that sort of stuff. Slowly, it's coming back. So we had a very narrow purchasing system in this country because it was dictated by what was coming from Europe, what was coming from North Africa, big producing countries, food producing countries. We were heavily reliant on. New Zealand lamb, all the old classics. What I learned quite quickly about food, and this is more a restaurant idea than a sort of large catering company or a hotel, because you don't consume as much, you can always be slightly more specialist. So I've always had a vast array of pickers and growers who, even 15 years ago, I was bringing back Cavolo Nero seeds from Italy and giving it to an organic grower, Sunnyfields down in Portsmouth, if you know them, Southampton. But what I did see, and this was a very good learning curve back in the 80s, 87, 88, was that the produce coming from England was big, uniform, tasteless, and usually badly packaged. The English farming then was pretty poor. It was geared up to produce fields and fields and fields and fields of carrots. But in the Roubaix, the fine dining restaurants of London wasn't even touching it. The Gavroche, the Poulbeau, the Trois Plats, the Gavers, Boucherie Lamartine, all of the Roux restaurants back then were not buying English produce. They had their own van, and it was zipping over to France and going to the Parisian markets and to the local markets and stacking up this transit van full of their produce because it was cheaper to do it that way, and brought back And so there, as a trainee, as an apprentice, there as a 16-year-old, that opened the door and this sort of smell of France came out of this van. Even though it's got an English number plate, you could see these beautiful baby carrots and amazing mushrooms and beautiful vegetables and peaches, like, wow, you know. So my eyes already were open to the fact that the supply network in this country was pretty basic. And the Roux brothers already realised, I said, look, you know, we're doing fine dine French food and we're trying to use this produce. I mean, okay, they'd use the donkey carrots and the stuff from mashed potato and stocks, but the actual finer stuff, you needed to go and find.